This video is sponsored by Epomaker. Don't be stuck in keyboard purgatory. It's time to break free. That was almost hit me in the eye. Before I get to the crazy stuff that the Epomaker keyboards have, I do want to thank you with your head resting in your left hand for being awesome human beings and give you guys a chance to win $500 open to anyone in the world. Leave a comment down below. Tell me the first thing you would type. Tell me a dad joke. Tell me a fact about yourself. Either leave your social handle in the comment or make sure there's a way to contact you in the info box of your YouTube page so I can let you know if you win. Open for, again, anyone in the world. 10 days. All the information you need there will be in the description down below. So you probably don't think too much about your keyboard unless you're using one of the Magic keyboards from Apple, in which case, throw that thing out the window as fast as possible. Mechanical keyboards generally give a better typing experience. They feel better, there's more tactile feel, you can customize them, a little higher profile, usually they weigh a little bit more so they're not moving around your desk. It's just a better typing and experience. So the Epomaker RT100, it was designed to be the best feeling keyboard for anything you're doing on the computer. It's not just meant for gaming or not just meant for typing. Whatever you are doing, it'll give you a really good experience. And I can definitely vouch for that. There's something sort of tangible and visceral about typing on a mechanical keyboard. It just feels better. And the main reason for that feel is mechanical keyboard switches, which make the keyboard feel better. And I prefer just the tactile feel of a mechanical keyboard. But the knock on those keyboards is that they sometimes can get very loud, and they also can get insanely expensive, depending on how you want to customize it. Epomaker is trying to change a lot of that. And if this were like just a keyboard that felt great to type on, I think that would be nice. And that's probably not that much to talk about. There's a lot of keyboards that feel really good. What makes the Epomaker different than pretty much anything else out there? Two things. So first, in the upper right-hand corner, there's a multi-function knob built in that lets you control things like media playback and volume. It's handy, it's very simple, and it works well. But I'm most interested in is this thing on the left. So this is what Epomaker is calling a smart mini TV built right into the keyboard. Now, you're not gonna watch movies on it, but can actually show you real information, things that's going on with your computer. And it's all controlled through the software on that computer, so you can change pretty much every aspect of the screen, including adding your own images. But by default, you get things like temperature on your computer, volume control. You get a lot of sort of granular, kind of widgety information built right in. It is by no means necessary, but it's something that's really cool to have, something I don't think you'd expect on a keyboard under $110. You can actually pull off the mini TV too if you want, just connect it via USB Type-C. I tried it to see if it was pass-through, and it wasn't, so just so you know. So this one that we've got here is a 97 key keyboard. So you've got everything that you need. It's got a function row up top, full number pad on the side. And the reason it feels so good to type on is that it has gasket mounted ergonomic design, so you're not gonna feel fatigued. And you can type on this thing for hours. And finger fatigue is something that's real. If you're pushing on keys that take a lot of pressure and doing that for a while, your fingers do get tired. It's also really customizable. You can use it between Mac or PC as well, the switch of a button. You can connect it to a lot of different ways, which I thought was really cool too. Obviously, Bluetooth will work. If you want sort of lower latency, you can hardwire it via USB-C to your computer. So there's a ton of different switch options you can customize for how you want the keyboard to look, sound, and feel. I think what I've got here is a sweet spot. I also really like the old school Apple II style look of the setup. Although I do wish that they gave me keycaps to switch to sort of the Mac options as opposed to having the Windows key on a Mac keyboard. The software that controls that mini TV also controls a lot of things about the keyboard itself. You can customize the LED backlight of the keyboard. It's got full south-facing RGB LEDs. It's not going to blind you and shoot right in your eyes. You can get the exact color that you want. All right, so inside the box, you're going to get your RT100, little remover for the keycaps, a nice USB-C cable. It's kind of chunky and fat, but it is USB-A at the other end. You've got this weird little piece I'll show you in a second, and a dongle. So here's your display. Looks pretty good. You can actually pop it off if you want, revealing a USB Type-C port. If that is not your jam, you can actually cover it up if you want to. And living inside of there, you also have the dongle for the 2.4 gigahertz wireless. That can go right in there, and then you cover it up, and you're all good. But I like the display, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that back. I'm gonna give you a tour of the keyboard here. Come in a little closer. We're friends. is a keyboard. They've done a few things that are interesting here. So the switch for Windows to Mac is really nice, and the power switch off or on. Here's a toggle I was talking about that lets you control media, and also gives you some more control over what you see on the display. Obviously the typing is what matters. And again, not overly loud, but it feels really good. Little spacebar action here. The number keys are a bit unique with sort of the giant symbols next to them, but you do have a full function row and then your own number pad. I'm gonna pull a key off just to show you what's happening underneath there. So gasket switches, look underneath there. Sounds pretty familiar. Obviously really easy to put the key back on. Make sure I put it on the right way, snap it back on. And now your keyboard is completely whole again. So it feels really good in the hand. It's got enough weight without being heavy. It's not something you're gonna throw in a bag with you necessarily, but it feels nice. It's not gonna get knocked around if you're hitting it. I don't know why you would do that, but if you're like to smack your keyboard, it's not gonna move around too much. Or during heavy gaming sessions, you're not gonna knock it with your hand when it hits the number pad. On the bottom too, if you wanna adjust the height, you've got feet that'll come out. Then you've got a USB Type-C port for charging there. And this is sort of the story of Epomaker. For just over $100, this is an incredible way to elevate your typing experience and bring some fun to your desk setup. Also get you away from sort of those basic keyboards that your PCs probably come with, give you something just better. Epomaker does an amazing job here. And again, I know this is a sponsored video, but if I picked this thing up and somebody told me it was a $200 keyboard, I would believe it. The quality is incredible, the feel is incredible, the functions are awesome. This is a really good keyboard for Mac or PC. If you've been thinking about a mechanical keyboard, you wanna update your keyboard you've got now, or just wanna check it out, I think you should. I'll put a link to everything you need to know down below.